Hi, I'm Erica Peterson,
And I'm Alex Peterson.
and we're with Peterson Home Team and the Mega Agent Collective. We're in Kansas City, Missouri. So we just wanted to talk about the importance of utilizing a coach and having people aligned with you and having, the right people to connect with and dive deep into your business and all of that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So this last week, we went on a team builder retreat with our coaches from Real Estate Mega Moms, Randy, Stephanie, and Jessica. And, we dove deep into our business and we took a real raw, honest look at what we're doing, what we need to change, what's working, what's not working, where we're lacking, where we're exceeding, all of that. And, it's really good to have somebody from an outside perspective that's not working on your business every day take a look and say, hey, this is where you need to work harder. This is where you maybe are working really hard and it's not giving you the outcome you want or whatever it is. Um,
I think that we even went into it knowing what we needed to do.
mhm.
But being able to openly talk about it with people who are outside of our normal day to day are it makes it a little easier, makes you step just enough outside of the box that you can do something about it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's easy to forget what you really need to do. It's easy to get in the grind of things every single day and you're working really hard. Um, but to not take a step back and look at the bigger picture of things. But to have somebody that isn't in the grind with you every day, isn't doing everything with you every day, take a look and say, here's your business. Here's what you need to do. Here's where you need to take a step back. Um, Really helped. I mean, it was a crazy eye opener um, just to see all of that unfold in front of us. And like you said, we already knew a bunch of what we needed to do.
Hmm.
It was just somebody saying, you're right. You need to do this. Like, you have to do this for your business to continue to grow. You have to do this. And for us to be like, you know what? Like, we knew that,
Hmm.
but now we get a bigger, clearer picture of that. So it was so I've been coached by Real Estate Mega Moms for a really long time. They're part of my upline with the Mega Edgy Collective, and so I have tons of resources through them. I've gone to conferences with them, but I've never actually drug Alex along with me. So I go by myself typically, and then I come back and I say, here's everything that I
Yeah.
learned. I don't know how to correctly portray that to you, but here's everything I learned. And I'm all excited about it. But then I come home and he's like, I've been at home with the kids. Like, I don't I don't really know what you're talking
It
about.
has never been real until I was able to attend as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And it, it's like somebody going to an amusement park and having a great time and then wanting you to be just as excited as they are. And so this time I was able to go, and I generally am able to take away something from everything that I do. I very much like realize who I'm around and what kind of information that they can give to me, and I take everything that I learn and I adapt it to whatever I need to.
Hmm.
And so this time it was real for me. I got to go and experience, and Erica probably didn't even really need to go because she already knew. She already knew what she wanted to do. She knew what she needed to do, and she just had somebody tell her that it's time.
Hmm. Yeah, for
So,
sure. It's really it's been good. So we came back from this and we sat down and we dug deep into our business and we figured out where the communication was lacking. And being a husband and wife team, especially, it can be hard to kind of balance home life, work life, all of that. And so we've been able to
mhm.
come back and really take a really close look at our business, take a close look at our home, figure out where we can, make things better, figure out where we're putting a lot of effort, but maybe doesn't need to be put there or whatever. And so it's been really good. And I'm really excited about where our business is going because of everything that we just learned and everything that, we just put together. It's just really exciting. And so as a real estate agent, if you're a real estate agent, like 100% make sure you're aligned with the right people, make sure that you are connecting with the right people, putting yourself in the right rooms. I cannot express to you how important it is to be in the right place as a real estate agent. You can learn something different from a lot of different people, but making sure it's the right person who has the right interest for you, who wants to dive deep into your business, who wants to take a minute and say, this is where you're lacking, who wants to be honest and raw with you. Um, it makes all the difference. Like you said, being in the right room, being
Uh,
there.
it's not going to come necessarily immediately. You may have to go through some different people. You may
Mhm.
have to meet. You may have to meet. You may have to talk. You may have to try different programs. There's just it doesn't just come like immediately,
Mhm.
and not everybody is your people.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I think that that's what Erica means is you have to find the people whose values align with you as well, and who can add value to you, and hopefully you can add value to them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like you said, I definitely think it takes finding your people. I've worked with other coaches in the past. I've done other programs and been at different brokerages and everything in between. Um, and it definitely takes finding somebody that, like you said, your values align and your wants align and everything that goes into business aligns. Otherwise, one time I had a coach tell me, because he didn't have kids. I had 2 young kids at home at the time, and he told me that I needed to make a certain amount of calls every single day, which honestly we know we do, but I was newer in the business, but he took this astronomical number and said, "You need to make this many calls every single day, and if you don't, you owe me $1,000." And I I shut down in that situation just like I do in a
Mhm.
lot of situations where I'm like, "I don't connect with you. You're just telling me that I'm going to do something that I don't wanna do." Like, I don't he wanted me to, like, cold call, and I'm like, "I don't wanna cold call people." And so finding somebody who really aligns with how you wanna run your business, what your ideal day looks like, what your ideal business looks like, um, and learning everything you can from them. Like I said, being in the right room with the right people is huge.
And that person might have been a great coach,
Mhm.
but that personality type doesn't align with Erica.
Right.
It's not a you are going to do this or this is what happens kind of time, and it doesn't align with her that way. And that was before I was in the business,
Mhm.
but I do remember her coming home pretty upset about it and not wanting to ever talk to him again,
Mhm.
because he was really abrasive.
Mhm.
What do you call that? A strong D personality.
Yes, it was very strong, deep personality. It just wasn't what I aligned with. It just wasn't what I needed in a coach. It wasn't what I needed to grow my business. It wasn't,
Even if the information was
yeah,
right,
it just
it
wasn't
just
me.
wasn't. Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
fit right.
So definitely finding the right people to align with, just not somebody to align with, for sure is a big deal. And obviously, we're in the Mega Agent Collective, and so Jessica and Randy, we connect with them from EXP as well, and so we're able to, um, you know, pick their brains on more than one occasion and have them really invest in us because of that. And so that's really just awesome. Both of them are just really incredible at what they do. And they're grinding in the mud with us, like they say, every day. And so it's not just somebody sitting back and saying, "Hey, I don't actually do this, but you should do this." They're actually doing the stuff that they're teaching us. And so being able to be with the Mega Agent Collective and just be aligned with them in another way is just, it's huge for our business. And I have also tried to do this without a coach. And
Hmm.
it's really hard. Like I said, having somebody to take a look at your business from an outside perspective can be life changing and business changing. And so definitely don't try to do it on your own. Definitely make sure you're connected with the right people for sure.
I mean, I could add that before I was involved in any real estate, Erica came to me and she said, "Well, I found these people and they have a big group and they're this type of producing coaches and this is where they align and this is what I know about them and this is how much money I need a month to get in and learn more? And I was like, well, no, like we don't, that doesn't seem like a good way to spend our money. And she's like, well, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. And not being on the outside, I was like, that this doesn't seem right. But we finally were just like, okay, well, we'll try it for a while. And I mean, how many years has it been now?
I couldn't even tell you,
Well,
honestly.
it's been multiple
multiple
years now. And it's been worthwhile. Like things have changed. Even if in the beginning I didn't see it or didn't want to see it, or I mean, being involved now, I can see a lot more. And
And
actually being able to meet people
yeah.
made it a lot different too, because it just is never like these are just these people who Erica talks to, who Erica learns from, but then I'm like, all right, I'll just do whatever you say now.
Mhm.
And so being able to meet people made it really nice for me.
So obviously, being in their coaching program is one way that we connected with them. But we have also recently connected. Well, not recently. I guess it's been a couple of years now, even with the Mega Agent Collective and
Oh,
EXP. And so even whenever looking from the outside, he wasn't in it. He wasn't. He didn't know them. He didn't understand it. So when I was like, I have this crazy idea. We're gonna move to EXP. He was like, "What are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
what?" And so it's kind of the same conversation as whenever I wanted to hire them as a coach initially. He was
Mm.
just kind of like, I don't really know
I
where you're going with
I made her
this.
interview with other brokerages too,
Yes,
because
yes.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sold on it at all.
Hmm.
Um, but our meeting with the other brokers and brokerages, like it didn't always fit, and then EXP fit.
Hmm.
I mean, there's other benefits to that, but it just fit better for us overall.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it
yeah.
just made sense. And so he kind of just jumped on and said, "Okay, I'm doing it. Like we're gonna do this." And so we did. And I'm really glad we did because it's been a couple years and it's been great. And like I said, it's just put us in the right room with a lot of the right people. Not only them, connecting with them on another level, but connecting with other people from EXP, connecting with other people from the Mega Agent Collective has been huge. Getting in and talking to them and masterminding with them. And I'm not just talking about like a mastermind where you give bare minimum information and people in your market are competing against each other and don't want to help each other. I'm talking about the kind of collaboration where they're literally willing to give me anything that they're doing in their business, and I'm willing to give them anything that they're doing or I'm doing in my business. And so, a kind of collaboration where it's not a competition, where it's not, I don't want to tell you this stuff because you're going to steal it. Like, literally, I feel like I could go to any person in the Mega Agent Collective and say, I love that you're doing this in your business. Show me how. And they would. They would give me everything to do
Mhm.
that. And so I love that about our collective is that we're able just to, plug and play from what other people are doing. And, when we see something being super beneficial to somebody or we see something really helping their clients or whatever it is, we're able just to say, I want that. And we're able to get it, And so that's one huge difference that I've seen, being able to mastermind and connect with people outside of our business or
I mean,
market as
there
well.
was a lot of conversations like that of, well, this is what I'm doing, and then this is what we're doing, and this is what's happening here, and this is the kind of return I get from this. Even if it was just to have a conversation about where to find certain people that you can hire, or you can. Where we learned we can buy stuff in bulk from Dollar Tree.
Hmm.
Just for some stuff like that makes a big difference. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, for
Like,
like our events and stuff like that, we were talking
mhm,
about that. So just like little things that you would never ever think of that can just help you exponentially grow your business, where that wouldn't have been, the case if you were at a different area or not aligned with the correct people.
mhm.
Obviously, there's people way smarter than us, way larger at this business than us, whatever it is, been in the business longer. And so to be able to take their experience and take their knowledge and use it towards our business is huge.
Right,
So,
right.
anything else?
Well, we didn't even really talk about some of the stuff. I wanted to bring up that one opportunity we had. Well, not just that even. I listen. I listen a lot. when it comes to stuff, and I try to pay attention to what everybody's doing and what's being said. And what I get is everybody's kind of on the same in the same boat. They're having similar experience, whether they're in a different place or not at this time. Um, and I took a lot away from just like our general conversations. We worked through a book that kind of set up how we're going to do things, and I brought it home, and me and Erica have been going over it. We spent hours so far just trying to line out the areas that we have real big hangups in. But what I think helped even more is we had a point where husband and wife teams split off and had little conversations of their own. It really, like, everybody's doing the same thing. It's the same everywhere, and everybody is able to give the little tweaks that help make things successful, or even if it's just about being able to separate your home life and your work life. And that's when I have a problem. I don't like to turn off. I definitely want to work 24/7 because I'm not where I want to be. And so I'll do whatever I got to do to get there. This one turns off.
We have 3 little kids at home, so we have to remember to unplug. We have to remember to, sit down at the dinner table and not be staring at our phone, wondering who the next call is going to be, wondering if we're going to miss something because we're sitting down, paying intentional time and energy with our kids. If they ask us to play a game with them, we're not just sitting there, not really fully being there with them in that moment. You only have a few years of young kids, and if we don't unplug to be with our family, we're going to miss that. And so, yes, there has to be a building and there has to be a grinding, but there also has to be this is my moment. This is my time with my kids where I'm not going to be interrupted by the business. I can work on the business all day long. I can work on the business after they go to bed even, but during this time, I'm with my kids. And they see that because at one point, I was always picking up my phone. I was like that. And before I learned to disconnect, before I learned that you had to take a break, and my daughter would be like, Mom, put your phone down, put your phone down. And she would even like push it out of my face, like, put it down. They see that. It's not like they're not seeing that. They see that.
When those conversations that we had happen, everyone else is having that same thing where they're worried about that. They're worried about spending enough time here, doing this, doing that. And you're able to, what's the right word? You're able to get on the same page with other people outside of here. So like we're with EXP, and EXP is online. Not everybody who's here is in EXP. It's online. I don't go around other agents. I don't go around other agents at all. I have some friends that are agents, but they're all busy. Everybody's busy. You're working and working and working, and there's little time for socialization.
And most of the stuff that we do online or with other agents is online. And so being able to connect in person is just different than being able to connect over Zoom from across country or whatever.
Right. And so I really take away that. I really take away with that is being able to be in front of people and know that you're on the same page, whether you're not on the same page or you don't even know them, and you're there.
Yeah, there's a couple people who we've really never been able to connect with, and we were able to sit down and say, this is where we're struggling. This is, where we need help. This is where, maybe we're not doing the best in our business. And they were like, me too. And so we were able to kind of mastermind and say, how are we going to fix this? What are we going to do to change this? And we even created a follow-up in a month to meet back up, make sure that we're on task. Where did we get stuck? How can we help each other more? And
because everybody's on a different position. Everybody's in a different position. Some people's kids are grown. Some people have little kids. You get to see where you're at in different stages for that.
Yeah, for sure. And you get to hear from people much smarter than you. I mean, a lot of times, we were like, hey, this is where we're struggling. This is where we don't understand. This is where we need help. And they were like, do this. And we were like, oh, well, that seems pretty easy, but like, it's something we would have never thought of,
Or you knew you needed to do it,
or
and
that
you just wouldn't cross over the line.
Right. sometimes it's nice to have a reassurance of somebody saying, no, that's the right thing to do. You're supposed to do that. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that
Mhm.
then. So for sure.
Um, yeah, it goes back and forth because Erica talks a lot louder and a lot faster and stuff like this, and so I feel like I need to share stuff, but it kind of I feel like it's out of order. Um,
That's okay.
I wanted to share another thing is a lot of agents are struggling. A lot of people are having a hard time. A lot of people, things have changed a lot real quick.
Hmm.
Um, and a big takeaway I had is breaking it down further. I know that, like, for us, we need to work on some systems.
Hmm.
We need to work on how stuff is going to go. But some of that takes to just the time we're going to work, being accountable. And, like, it's not just going, oh, well, this is how we're going to do it. Well, we need to know why. We need to know how. We need to know what's going on. And being able to go to the team builder retreat,
Hmm.
she brought me to this and didn't even tell me what I was doing.
I was like, hey,
She
we're
just
going
said,
to this.
"We're going to Branson. Just you're coming with me," and didn't tell me what was going on. But, like, being able to break it down is also something I took away. And sometimes, just for anybody listening who wasn't there, or maybe having a hard time, take the time. Take the time to break it down as little as you can break it down, and you'll probably see where you're stuck.
Hmm.
Even if it doesn't totally make sense right away, you'll see where you're stuck.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, having somebody else look at it. So we literally were able to write down, what we're doing right, what we're doing that we maybe aren't doing all the way, and what we're just not doing that we want to do. And
It's
we
on the
actually
wall
have
right
it
now.
right
Yeah,
hanging
it's
on
on
our
the
wall
wall.
for us to look at every single day. But for somebody to go up there and say, okay, I don't know your business. Obviously, I'm not in your business, but to say, this is who would solve this problem. This is how you would solve this problem. This is what you need to do to solve the problem. Well, now we have all of our problems just listed out, and somebody just helped us
Mhm.
figure out the way to fix it.
Yeah, she did that real easy. Too,
Real
didn't
easy,
she?
right?
Like, just boop, boop,
But it took
boop,
us
boop, boop.
forever.
There you
And
go.
so, like I said, just being aligned with the right people is huge. And whether that's through a coach, whether that's the brokerage you're at, whether that's through, agents in your area or masterminds that you find, or
Or
paying
networking.
for networking, or paying for conferences and going across the country, or whatever it is, like it just being in the right room and learning from the right people who care about you, who care about your business, and can help you take it to the next level, or even get you out of a hole where you're struggling.
Mhm.
Obviously the market is shifting, obviously the industry is shifting. And so being able to take a step back and saying, okay, this is what we need to do in order to make it through this. This is what we need to do in order to make sure that our home life isn't impacted by our business life. And this is what we need to do to make sure our business life isn't impacted by our home life. There has to be a happy balance. And so being able to just put it all together and say, this is where we're going to move forward. This is where we're going to really work on things. Makes all the difference for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think with me being on the outside for so long, and it makes that outside perspective a lot easier for me.
Mhm.
Um,
Because like I said,
it
I would
changed.
I
It
would just
changed.
come home and I'd be like, hey, I learned this. But I can't ever like
Well, even before I did real estate,
recreate it,
before I did real estate, it changed the way that Erica did business.
Mhm.
I'm only here for support. Like, I'm not the star of the show. Like, I am only here for support. I help do whatever she needs me to do, or make sure that she does what she's supposed to do.
He does a lot more than he thinks he
I'm still a support.
does.
But it changed, and finding the right people, and the Mega Moms aligned with everything that Erica likes and Erica believes in, and it worked out really great.
Yeah. I like that we were able to connect with them on multiple different levels and different parts of our business in different ways. And so really being able to, um, you know, just take advantage of everything that they've been through and what they're willing to give us was huge. And then, like I said, being a part of the Mega Agent Collective, like there's so many people that we can connect to and we can help and we can get help from besides just them, who are across the
National.
country, right? Nationally, ready to give us whatever we want, ready to help us in whatever situation we're in. Is huge. And I know, I've heard of people going to EXP and not being aligned with anyone or even the correct people or whatever. And it's just not the same experience as somebody who is able to, solve their problems through whoever they're connected with. And so that's one thing that I would say if you are ever considering EXP is just making sure that you're aligned with the correct people, and making sure you're getting in the right rooms for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Some people get through and they have a hard time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. Well, if you need help or want to know more about, the Mega Agent Collective or want to learn anything new about EXP or about coaching, we are here. You can message us. You can ask us anything and we're happy to answer. And we'll see you next one.
Bye.
Bye.